Hello, it is me from the future interrupting me from the past because me in the past did not realise that none of what they were going to record for the next 2 days were going to have the microphone attached or any sound, because somehow it managed to go onto a setting that disabled the mic, and in all the chaos I had not realised till day 3 of the trip. So I've just come in here to explain that and that there's not going to be much sound, if any sound, so I'm going to have to talk the story along by either doing voiceover recording bits or captions where necessary, which is very annoying because there's a lot of funny bits with sound, but there's literally nothing I can do about it, and it's either that or don't put a vlog up at all. But I just wanted to do it while I remembered about it, while we're still in Disney. We're in our room, it's been nicely made, but I'm just about to finish for the day, but I thought I would just give you an update on what the future of this vlog is, and yeah, it's just not got any sound, so hopefully you can enjoy it like the olden days with no sound, and just pretend that I am talking about everything that's happening and you can hear the parade sounds and all the sounds of Disney, because you haven't got any of that, which is not ideal, but at least we've got the footage and it's not the whole SD card has corrupted, which has happened before. So it's just the sound. I can insert some like Disney sounds or something to make it sound better, but yes, that's the current situation. So I hope you still do enjoy this video. This day is our first day. We have literally just arrived. It is absolutely blooming boiling and we are basically going to go to Magic Kingdom. Oh, I keep calling it Magic Kingdom, it's not Magic Kingdom. We're going to go into the Disneyland Park and explore, do some rides and watch the fireworks show in the evening. So let's go along to that, and I will pass you back now to past me and say bye from future me. Once we'd arrived and checked into the room, as you just saw, we went Earl of Sandwich and I was just showing you what I got for lunch. And then while we were in Disney Village, I was just showing you basically what was new and what the construction site looked like. So that was the new restaurant that we just booked to go for dinner. And then these are the new shops, which are Deco Disney, the Lego shop and another Disney clothes shop. They were all part of the new building. And then you also had the classics like the steakhouse, which were already here and are still here, and Starbucks and things like that. And yeah, saying that these new buildings look really nice and really cool, and can't wait to see what the sports bar next door is going to look like once it's eventually built. And here I was just saying that the legendary McDonald's is still there, but that is going to get an overhaul and a new McDonald's is going to be put in, which will be very sad because everybody knows that's the McDonald's you go to once you finish the fireworks. You all head to that McDonald's before you go back to your hotel. But yeah, I was just showing you what was new, and this is, the sports bar that's under construction, and this is what it looks like as of June 2025. This was me telling you that it was really, really very hot today, and the time was 3:30 and we were just waiting to go on Pirates of the Caribbean. But it was really warm and we were just taking some pictures whilst we were waiting before we went on to Pirates of the Caribbean. It's now time for It's a Small World, which has got to be done on the first day. You've got a queue, and it was inside, so it was out of the sun. There was also a Donald Duck meet and greet happening just outside, which we could see from the queue line. And yeah, you just got to do It's a Small World. Look at everyone's happy faces at being on It's a Small World. Absolutely buzzing. First day, It's a Small World. Arrived back to the hotel room. We had to go back because I actually thought we were going to die. I know I keep going on about it, but I cannot tell you how hot it was. I'm pretty sure it was 30 but feels like 38, and nowhere seemed to have any aircon. It was like a freak heat wave for our first day that we were not prepared for. So we came back to the hotel, I changed my ears. I was going to get changed, but it was that hot, it was pointless having a shower and getting changed because you would just sweat instantly again. So I was just explaining that we just got back. Poor Lee was desperate for ice in his drink, but the ice didn't fit in the hole, so he had it in a glass and was just pushing it through. That was what he was doing. And actually our hotel rooms were adjoining, which was really good. We had a door that led through to my parents' room, so we were all in close vicinity. Ella had died and she was playing on the Switch. But then we finally made it out and we went to the Rosalie for dinner. This is what it looks like on the inside. It's all really, really nice, and they had all them doors and windows open, which wasn't so good on this night for us because we needed the aircon, but it was very nice to sort of look out across Disney Village. I had the French onion soup, which was a 10 out of 10, would really recommend. And then Ella did a little taste test for you, because if you've watched our cruise vlogs, which you should go and do if you haven't, she taste tested every single piece of food we had on the ship, so it was only right to get her to taste test. And then Lee did, because he's never had the French onion soup at a Disney resort or on Disney before, so he was giving his review. And I had a burger and fries for my main. Again, this was really good. Ella had mussels, they were really good. I think there was steaks, chicken, some sort of fish going on. We had a variety of food, but it was all really, really good, and we would really recommend coming to this place if you need somewhere to eat in Disney Village. It's reasonably priced and tasted very nice. And yeah, now we're heading out to head back into the park to do some rides before the fireworks. En route, we stopped off at the Disney Style, which is basically a clothing shop that isn't just Disney themed clothes like Disneyland t-shirt that says Walt Disney World or Disneyland Paris. It's more clothes that are just like shorts and these tops with a hidden Mickey on it or a Minnie on it on the dress. So yeah, I would say it's more stylish theme park merchandise, if that's probably the best way to describe it. So I was sort of showing you what was on offer in here, and there was some really, really nice stuff and really different stuff that I haven't seen in a Disney store before, because like I say, normally it's just generic theme park merchandise. Ella found a lovely up bag and this Toy Story Loungefly, which were really nice. She really likes up. So she really liked that, and I said, I really like this bag because it doesn't look Disney, but it is also subtly Disney. Basically, I liked everything in this store. But yeah, I'm just sort of showing you what different items they have and do, like this little Minnie Mouse dress. These were some really cool vintage bits. They had sort of old merch that were from a few years ago in a section where they had it all together, and I just thought they all looked really cool, and the prices were just sort of average as well. They weren't overpriced for Disney merchandise. Look at that, so cool. Didn't end up buying any of it, but I thought it was really nice that they had all of this on offer, and it was somewhere that you could buy it if you wanted to. And I thought it was a really good addition to how they've sort of restyled the shops in Disney Village. I really thought this worked. I then found my favourite section of the whole shop. Purple and lilac and sparkles are my favourite things, as I'm explaining here, and this whole collection was a bit of me. These ears especially, really wanted them. I thought it's just I need to get it. I think I was also explaining I've got the Disneyland Paris, I think it was for their 30th, where they did the dark purple ears Loungefly. I have both of those, and I thought this would add really nicely to the collection, but I didn't get it at this moment in time, and instead I went over to look at the Star Wars Yoda fanny packs. apparently. And I really thought these t-shirts and shirts looked really cool because they were very subtle, but also just classic Disney. And then the shop next door had almost vintage outfits, so it's sort of as if you were dressing up like a princess, like the children do, themed to each character, but it was more adult style dresses. Yeah, I just thought they looked so good. I wouldn't personally wear them like that one. There's a Fairy Godmother, and then there was Snow White themed outfits, and yeah, they were just so good. And also they had Pandora in this shop, and I was explaining that I've got a Pandora from each Disney park I visited and each Disney cruise ship I've been on, and I really wanted to add a Paris one to the list. Spoiler, I didn't end up getting one, but they had plenty of nice ones because I also knew that I'd be back at Paris many a time, so I knew that I didn't have to get one now, whereas Florida, I didn't know when I would next be back. Once we re-entered the park, our first port of call was Discoveryland because we hadn't been over here yet. This is where we mostly want to go on Hyperspace Mountain for the first ride of our re-entry of the day. And I was just talking about how I love the theming of this area, and they've definitely changed it a bit since I last came in 2019. There is Hyperspace Mountain itself, and I always think this theming is really cool as you walk into the area. Here's Buzz on the left-hand side. We did not queue for Buzz today because it's just a long queue. You have to be prepared to be queuing for Buzz, and today was not that day. There is Ella ready to go on Hyperspace Mountain. And then we headed down to Star Tours, which is a ride that I do not do because I don't like 4D and motion rides. So I walked the family down to this ride and then said goodbye and went back to the theatre, just sitting there with my mum to wait for them to come off Star Tours before we went on to Hyperspace Mountain. But yeah, this area is really cool and well themed as well to Star Wars. I was talking about here how on I think there's only 2 lift hills, but on the second lift hill in the middle of Hyperspace Mountain, we actually got stuck for a good 35-40 seconds where we just sat on the lift hill and didn't go anywhere, and it was quite an experience. We didn't know what was going to happen. We were just watching the screen where there was bits going on and then it just sort of went to black, and I thought, I don't think we're meant to be sitting here for that long. And yeah, that was our experience on Hyperspace Mountain. We're now heading back out towards Main Street because, as you can tell, it's getting dark and the fireworks were about to start sort of shortly. So we thought we'd go down back to Main Street and see if we could get a good space for the fireworks. This was the point where, obviously, because we were around Buzz, there was quite a lot of children, and we were making a joke because some of the children were crying. We were making a joke that you can't cry at Disney. So this is what Lee turned around to me and said to the camera. He said, you can't cry at Disney. And I agree, you can't be sad or be crying at Disney. We found a really cool shop on Main Street whilst we were waiting, which had loads of cool figurines and just memorabilia. This one just had so many, from like Swarovski crystals, like you can see there, to these kind of statues. I would have them all if I could, but I just think they're all really, really cool, especially if you particularly like one of the films. Here's some stitches everywhere, is taking over the place, but I really like Nightmare Before Christmas, so I really love them. And these Frozen statues, these were absolutely massive, worth €200, I think. And also in the corner they had loads of different books and just sort of behind the scenes and pins. There was so many. Ella was saying that if I was getting married this year, she'd have got me that for my wedding day, but I'd already got married, so she put that back. But you know, it's the thought that counts. But there's loads of different wedding ones and lanyards, and she was just trying to see if she wanted one that would fit her phone in, but I think it was a bit big. But yeah, so many different pin badges, everything that you could possibly want, I believe, was in this shop. Paintings, just everything. And here's the books that I was just talking about in the corner. Then it was time for the fireworks show, although I'm not sure you can really call it that anymore, because it's actually a lot more projection mapping and drones and things like that than just fireworks, which is really cool. But I think this show is brilliant. It, especially having the projections down Main Street now, it just really adds something to, if you're standing further back, you feel fully immersed, and it makes you not want to necessarily go stand right in front of the castle, because you can fully immerse yourself in all of the experience, and it's not just in front of the castle. It just looks absolutely phenomenal. But I wish I did have some audio for this, because the audio really just adds to it. And it's sad that I don't have it, but it works just as well as some music, and I'm not going to get copyrighted from it, so I suppose it works for the best. But yeah, just sit back and enjoy these snippets from the fireworks show. And what did I say at the start of this vlog? That this is the McDonald's that everybody goes to after the fireworks, and as you can see by us and all the people in front of me, we were all going to the McDonald's. I think I was going up to question what Lee and Ella were planning on getting, and I think they said a McFlurry. I'm not sure the flavours, but they had to test out the flavours. And yeah, I love this part of this McDonald's. It has like a bakery counter, which our McDonald's in the UK do not have. So it's always good to look at and see what different options the French menus have to offer. Yeah, here's all the screens, and yeah, this was about 11:30 and it was this busy. Here's everybody walking out with the McFlurries, giving a taste test. I think it was 10 out of 10 by all parties. Lee was very happy with his McFlurry, and we had a wander back to the hotel room, and this concluded evening and day one of Disneyland Paris. And that is the end of the vlog. I have filmed just this little outro for the vlogs that have no sound, just so that it doesn't abruptly end. But I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, there is 4 other vlogs on this channel, all from this trip of Disneyland Paris 2025 June. And yeah, I really hope that you enjoyed seeing sort of what we got up to, what any new updates are, and I hope you really enjoyed this video. So hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye.